Well, morning folks, and welcome to day 2 of my tour here with Tuscany Motorcycle Tours in lovely northern Italy. I thought before I just go and get the bike, I'll just show you a bit of what we've got in plan today as far as the route's concerned. Just been looking at the map. So yesterday, what we did was we're based here in Firenze, or as the Italians call it, or rather we call it Florence, and we went up to Bologna to the Ducati factory, which is up at Borgo Panigale, just on the northwestern tip of Bologna, and then we came back on this twisty road, and that was around about a 4-hour ride. Well, today we're heading out west, and we're going to do the back roads out towards Volterra and San Gimignano, a couple of the really nice towns in the sort of Tuscany area. And all this area here, the countryside, is classic Tuscany, so should be absolutely beautiful. So the weather's not quite so nice today. It's not raining at the moment. There is rain forecast, but only light, and it's a very pleasant sort of 15-16 degrees, so should be perfect riding weather. All right, let's go and find the bikes. So morning folks, we're at the bike, which I'm amazed is still here, and Tim and Donna here. Morning gents.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm amazed that the bike's still here. Try doing that in London, absolutely no locks on it or anything, just sat here in the street and the bike's still here. Could you do that in the US?
Yes, except in New York.
Oh right, okay. I'm just trying to think, where could you do it in the UK?
Maybe LA
no.
and maybe
Hampshire.
Chicago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty much any major town in the UK that bike would have been gone, or at least stripped of any bits that were strippable. Yeah.
Well, sadly.
But the biker culture is amazing, isn't it? I mean, walking down the street just now, the amount of scooters and stuff that you see.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's kind of the ultimate urban transport, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's good
Completely logical.
stuff. Right, so ready for a big day today?
Ready.
Excellent. All we need is our leader.
Looks like it's clearing up.
Yes, it is. It looks a bit grim this morning when I looked out the window, but it's in blue sky now. So.
Yeah. And I've been looking on the weather application. I think as long as we're having lunchtime at 1 o'clock, we'll be in good shape.
Okay, and then speed back in the rain. Yeah, good. I feel a little bit of rain now, but
Yeah. Is that what
The cloud is coming up from Pisa direction.
moving in?
Okay.
I
Yeah.
see.
so we need to be heading away from the Pisa direction.
Yeah, that's exactly. So yeah, or certainly not. I'll show you in a second. Yeah.
Brill. All right, let's jump on then. All right, so we're off, day 2. So it's just the 4 of us today. So Adrian up ahead, he's already got his wet weather gear on. Of course, Italian rain may be different to English rain in that it may not be quite so heavy, but that might just be wishful thinking on my part. But we've just checked the weather app that Tim has, which has radar on it, and it looks like the rain is pretty much heading in that direction that we wanted to go. So we're going to head slightly more south. Instead of doing Volterra, etc., we're going to go into the Chianti region. Some nice roads down there, and we stand a chance of it maybe being a little bit dry, but we'll see. Look at these views. That'll be Florence of a morning. What a fab place to wake up to, eh? What a lucky chap I am to ride places like this. Fantastic. If I haven't said it already, I must say thanks to Adrian and Tuscany Motorcycle Tours for having me on this trip. It's been absolutely brilliant. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's been great riding. I'm wondering whether this is the quiet way out of the city, because as I walked to where we picked the bikes up this morning, it was pretty flipping busy on the roads. Thousands of scooters and motorcycles around. We have left it purposely till just after 9 before we left, though, so that we missed the worst of the traffic, so let's hope that plan works. You don't get Duomos like that in Buckinghamshire. Oh, sun's coming out there. Hopeful, looking hopeful. You're still there? As we were coming back into town last night, we went round a really busy roundabout just up ahead actually, and we momentarily lost Tim and Don behind us, and poor old Adrian had to go on a rescue mission and go and sweep them up, in which time Tim had found his way back on his own, so that was quite fun. So I'm sticking to his back tire like glue. Wow, check this out. The old city walls to my right. Fantastic. Ancient history, architecture, Duomos and motorcycles everywhere. Oh, I just jumped that light. So the direction we're heading south is basically towards Siena, which is somewhere I've never been, so I don't know if we're actually going to make it as far as there. It, as I say, depends in some degree what the weather does, but That'd be quite nice if we do. Or have I been to Siena? Maybe I have, I don't know. Anyway, I've definitely been down this road before. I remember on that family holiday I mentioned a couple of years ago, I actually parked my rental car down here, and on the other side of these this wall on my left, I think it's where the Bobbly Gardens are. Amazing views back over Florence from there. Or was it a park that I went for a walk in? I can't remember. Anyway, I definitely parked down here with my wife and kids. When Adrian puts his arm up like that, it means there's a radar speed trap and not to go hustling by him at any speed at that point, which is jolly good of him. What a cool thing to be doing with your Wednesday morning. One thing I have noticed riding in Italy these past couple of days is that motorcyclists don't tend to wave or nod at each other. I assume that's just because of the sheer volume of them. Certainly the scooter riders, if indeed that's what those small motorcycles are called, don't wave at you because there's just hundreds of them. But if you see a normal motorcyclist who is, you know, patently a hobbyist or keen and enthusiast on bikes, on a big bike, they don't tend to wave at you, which is odd. That's the only place in Europe I've come across that. But as I say, I guess that's just down to sheer numbers of them on the road. You'd be waving at everybody forever. Siena this way. This is the Autostradale, so the non-toll, non-main motorway, if you like. Just gets us out of town quite quickly. Now we come off the R03, and this is the American Memorial Cemetery, a war cemetery here. And this one is absolutely massive. Look at this. Wow.
I was thinking, while I put my camera and everything, I bring you to American...
But yeah, why not? Yeah.
We have 4,000 American soldiers who died in World War II.
It's incredible, isn't it? Massive. So it turns out, Adrian was saying there are actually two American cemeteries here in Italy. One in Rome and this one here. And this one has 4,000 American soldiers. Absolutely incredible. That died in World War II in various campaigns, and it's absolutely vast. We're just going to have a little look here as we were passing. Well, that was a fascinating little stop. Bit of a shame they feel the need to have a security man there, but there we are. Sign of the times, I guess. Right, so the plan now is to head down towards Siena on the road that takes us over the Chianti, I believe, the river, I assume that is. And it's a road that goes all the way on to Siena, and was in fact, and then from Siena on to Rome, so it was in fact the main sort of Roman road. Been there for a couple of thousand years, but Adrian assures us it has been resurfaced. Give the old visor a clean. Perfect. Just give you a little wipe as well, just in case. Falciani, the town of Il Farone, and there's a lot of sort of brickworks here, kilns and so on. You can see by the colour of the dirt, this is very much, you know, when you think of Siena, you think, well, I think of the colour, burnt sienna, and I assume that's what they're digging up around here, that sort of clay or ceramics. Yet another pottery come kiln works. So bricks and wine. Talking of wine, a couple of vineyards on my right we just passed, and a big winery. So for those following on the map, the road we're on at the moment, which is Beautiful through this little glade, lots of nice open twisty bends, nice surface. This is the SP33. For some reason it reminds me a bit of roads you might find in Devon, I don't know why, minus the caravans of course. Or perhaps on the approach to Cheddar Gorge. I love these sort of roads, just nice and open. Be fantastic on my Panigale here. Another vineyard on my right. Goretti. Castello di Verrazzano. Apologies to any Italians washing for my pronunciation of these places, by the way. You can't resist, can you? Well, I can't when you're in these countries and you read these words. They mean nothing to you, but they're just good fun to get your tongue around. Oh, some wonderful smells through here. Well, this is a splendid little square. Oh, an amazing smell of baking bread and cakes as well, which isn't doing my dietary thoughts any good. What a fabulous spot. We'll leave it in gear for this one. Fabulous. So it turns out this little town is Greve in Chianti. I think that's Greve, which is the most important town in the region apparently. Pretty much just consists of this square here, which is rather splendid. Very nice too. Plenty of tourist tat if that's your thing. I think the less said about this statue the better. Big fella. Cool Fiat. Okay, so that's Greve. Greve, I believe it's spelt. Nice little spot, and I'm glad to say weather's warming up, a little bit of blue sky emerging, so maybe that forecast we caught earlier was wrong. Let's hope so. Don't want to talk too soon or anything. I have to say there's something to be said for coming to these places outside of the tourist season. If you came in here in June or July, yes, the weather would be a lot warmer, but these places get absolutely rammed full of tourists. It's really nice to go and it's quiet. Some lovely little villas dotted up on the hills here. Is it just me that whenever the word Chianti is mentioned, I think of Silence of the Lambs? It's a shame that one of the world's classic wines has been reduced to that scene, isn't it? Of Anthony Hopkins doing his thing. Or is that just me? What fabulous roads. It'd be fantastic to hoon around here. One of the drawbacks of group riding is the fact that you know, you have to ride at the speed of the slowest rider, so if you like going fast, then it can be a bit of a problem, and Don is quite a, shall we say, leisurely rider, so we are having to hold back quite a lot, which is a bit of a shame because these roads are just absolutely cracking around here. And on a bike like the Scrambler, just built for them. Wow, vast vineyards down there. What a gorgeous valley. I was going to say the other thing about coming this time of year, particularly if you're coming on a bike, is that the roads are a bit emptier. But then up ahead we catch a bit of traffic, which is a shame because we're just starting to have a bit of fun there. And for those following on the map, this is the SR222. SR222 out of Greve in Chianti. Montegliari. Fabulous surface on this bit of road. Oh, spoke too soon. Look at that. Now that is a view. Absolutely stunning. The Scrambler's pretty good for standing up on, actually. Works quite well. And to yet another stunning little town. Wow, look at that. Just a plethora of cute towns in this area. When you come to these spots, it just makes you realise how rubbish Blighty is. That is cracking. Sort of your classic Tuscany view, that, isn't it? Beautiful. Look at that blue sky. Definitely chunks of blue up there. What a cracking road this is. I've got to drink this in because a couple of days' time I'll be back in Blighty on my dreary old roads, stuck behind white vans. I'll be dreaming of being back here, riding the twisties on the Scrambler. Gorgeous! These are the roads we like. Fantastic. Okay, so we're officially leaving the Florence area and into Siena now. I think we're just going to wait for Don to catch up again. There he is. Okay, Adrian's giving it large now. Yeah, great fun. What a road. This is the SR222 still. It's an absolute belter. Oh, it come better than this. It's like skiing down a slalom. What a hoot. Fabulous. That was more like it. Brilliant. So yet another beautiful Tuscan town. This one is Castellini in Chianti. Loving the sound this pipe's making. Pops and bangs on the overrun, a treat. Mind you, I'm not sure what Adrian's got fitted on his rather asymmetric looking XR. I'll say asymmetric looking, I'm referring to his panniers there, just the one on the right. I think we're going to do a little catch up, or is this a photo op? Where's Don? Wasn't it? Yeah. Certainly up at a decent height here. Okay, so we're heading to Monteregione now, which is not so touristy, I understand. It's I think it's like a town on a hill, a walled town. It's quite small with an enclosed square, but it's not somewhere that necessarily the tourists have found, according to Adrian, I think. So we're going to go and check that out as our next destination. A little bit hazy over the hills today, but nonetheless still beautiful. So we've turned onto the SP51 now as we head our way out, and as the camera wasn't running, we just passed a biker who waved. So we did that cool left-handed wave thing that you do in Europe. So that was really nice. Oh, what a classic view up ahead. So take it back about motorcyclists not waving. Once you get out of town and the absolute morass of scooters, they're as into waving as the rest of us, so that's good. These blossoms just smell beautiful down here. Classic row of cypresses. Are they cypress? Don't know, maybe not. There. Hoping I might be able to get a picture. That car is somewhat in the way. Just wondering where's the sun? Somewhere. That'll be good. I'm just going to take one more with that road behind me from up here. Okay. So a little stop there just to take a couple of snaps. There was a great row of those trees. Are they cypress trees? I don't know. And you know, it just doesn't look any more Tuscan than that, does it? So just took a couple of snaps of the bike down that avenue. Might make for a thumbnail shot perhaps. We've only got about 10 minutes now to that little walled town that Adrian's taken us to. Monteriggioni. It's only about 7k up this road apparently. The SP51 for those following on the map. Right, can we sneak by this truck? So up on the hill on our left, hopefully you might be able to see it on the GoPro, is the walled town of Monteriggioni, which is where we're heading. See that up there? What a classic. Hoping we're going to be able to actually get in there. Certainly a new one on me, this one. Fantastic. And the sun's coming out. All is well. Oh, how cool is this? Now there's a view on the approach. Look at that. Fantastic. Looks to be almost complete, in perfect condition. Oh, it looks like it's a park outside job. Or is it? We shall see. Not every day that I get to ride places like this. So super cool place this. We'll just spin around there. It's actually 13th century apparently, and very important to Siena because it's got a dominant position on this hill. And back in the day, Siena and Florence had some issues, should we say? So this was an important emplacement for the Sienese, if that's a word. It's quite rare because the entire city is enclosed in a complete wall. Normally you just get bits left, but here you've got the whole thing. Well, cheerio Monteriggioni. I said on the way in that I hadn't been here before, but I take that back. In fact, I recognised it once I got in there, and I did go there a couple of years ago on a sweltering day. A little bit more civilised in there today, less tourists, nowhere near as hot. Right, what are these clouds doing? Looking a bit dark up there, but the forecast now actually is a little bit more favourable, like it's like we're through potentially the worst, and it's only going to brighten up, so I hope that's correct. The forecast has been wrong so far because we haven't had the rain that we thought we were going to get, which is fantastic. So the plan now, about a 40-minute ride to San Gimignano to get some lunch, and San Gimignano, again, another one of the famous Tuscan towns. if you've been to Tuscany on your holidays, you will have probably been to. It's the one that's got all the tall buildings. It's kind of sometimes described as a mini New York because it has kind of forerunners to skyscrapers, they claim. But it's a very beautiful town, as they all are around here, and a great place for a lunch stop, I would think. So let's go and check that out. I think we're going to black on a little bit of main road to get there for a period, to then find a particularly good road. Adrian knows. Probably just doomed the weather thing. Just turn around this corner to the right and these clouds look angry. Oh well, fingers crossed. Luckily I've got my laminated suit on. If it rains on me, I should be good.